what you came for, to hear from Abhi. He is the head of product manufacturing for ServiceNow, and he has worked on a great conversation with Jerome, Clerc, who is the IT domain manager of Aftersales, warranty and recall from Stellantis. Just want to thank everyone and look forward to getting a nice conversation going. Thank you. Go ahead, Abhi.
Awesome. Thank you, Pam, and thank you for having us. It's great to meet everyone. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. I think we've got all three covered. For all those who are joining us today, as well as those who might catch this webinar recording later. So let me share my slides. Can you guys confirm you can see it? And can you hear me okay? Yep.
Yes.
Awesome. So we are here to talk about how to fix the leak, how you can help reduce warranty costs and reclaim margin across the claims lifecycle. I have to show you the safe harbor notice. If we do end up talking about any forward-looking statements, all this says is don't make any purchasing or implementation decisions based on what is forward-looking, only base it on what is currently in the ServiceNow product. But I won't drain the slide for you. We are sponsoring this webinar, so I thought I'd give you just a quick overview of what is ServiceNow. And I only have a couple of slides that are ServiceNow specific, just to orient you guys, because I don't know how much everybody's aware of ServiceNow. We are the AI control tower for business reinvention. We have 85% of the Fortune 500 companies who work with us. Many of you are customers, so thank you for your business. We have 80 billion plus workflows that we power annually. Many of you know us for IT, but we have branched well outside of IT into customer service, field service, HR, you name it. And you'll hear a lot more about what we are doing today. We have over 100,000 enterprise AI use cases in production. We have a 97 plus renewal rate with our customers. We are market leaders in 36 categories. And just to make it, to humanize the company, it's a great company, great culture. We have a very strong purpose to help the world work with ServiceNow, to put AI to work for people. That comes across in our day-to-day life here at the company. So just a quick overview of ServiceNow. I have a few housekeeping rules. Pam told me that her audience, the Map Connected audience, wants to engage, wants to discuss, wants to be interactive. So this is not your typical sit back and listen webinar. This is a conversation. We would love for you to lean in and contribute to the discussion. We want to keep it interactive. You guys are all domain experts in what you do. Would love to learn from each other. We have some perspectives to share, but I would love to hear your perspectives as well. And this is a nice Teams meeting. So if you have a question, you have a comment, you want to speak, just raise your hand in Teams, and then you can come off mute and ask. Does that work for everyone? Yep. Okay. Awesome. So agenda, very simple. We'll do a quick round of intros. We will then talk about some warranty challenges that everyone's seeing. We'll talk about how AI can help, and I'll show you some examples of how AI has helped. And then we'll talk about how you can get started and then next steps. So before I go to introductions, I saw Sabine, I think you raised your hand.
No, it's just an issue in my side, sorry.
Okay, no worries, no worries. I'm glad you're testing that. So when you do have a question, you know exactly what to do. Awesome. So let's do introductions. So my name is Abhi Rele. I lead our product efforts for manufacturing at ServiceNow. Been here for 7.5 years. Very excited to share with you what we are doing and also double click on this topic of warranty. You might have seen our press release from earlier this week at Hannover Messe, where we announced a slew of new innovation around manufacturing, all around AI, spanning quality, warranty, field service, CPQ, as well as on the shop floor. So that's me, but I want to spend a little more time to hear from Jerome. So Jerome, thank you so much for being here, joining us from France on a Thursday evening, just before you head out on vacation. So Jerome, why don't you introduce yourself and tell us a little bit more about what you do at Stellantis?
Thank you, Abhi. Nice to meet you during this webinar. So I'm Jerome Clerc. I'm working in the IT department of Stellantis. So I have a long experience in the automotive because, as probably you know, Stellantis was born with a merge of ex-FCA Fiat Chrysler company and PSA company in 2021. And I was working in PSA from the end of the 90s, so a long experience in this company, fully running IT activities in different positions. From the last 10 years, I'm working in the after-sales department. I did several positions, but from 1 year and a half, I'm running the domain of all the application for warranty and field action or recall campaigns. And so we are operating worldwide. So I'm responsible for the systems that are used in after sales by all the dealers for warranty and field action. As part of this position, so I have a team engaging on top vendors depending on the activities where we manage the architecture. So we call it plan. We define the target solution we want to implement. I have team managing the project, so we call it the build activities, and we are running the project we are doing. So it's a full package, let's say, where we plan, build, run the project. As part of it, we have a lot of projects ongoing, but we have two big initiatives leveraging ServiceNow that probably we will discuss during this webinar. So for me, that's an interesting call to have with you, hoping I will be able to support and to answer your questions.
Thank you, Jerome. And thank you for the partnership for the past, year and a half that we've been working together. So awesome to have you here. I did want to also give everyone on the call a quick opportunity if you wanted to introduce yourself. Just keep it brief. I know some of you have talked about who you are, but we also had a number of people joining. For anyone who is on the call, would you like to just come off mute and say your name, your company, what you do? I think it'll be good for us to know who's on there and for everyone else to know as well. So anyone who joined maybe late, who didn't get a chance to introduce at the beginning?
Hey, well, it's Graham Swan. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, we can hear you just fine.
Okay. Yeah, and sorry, just as I joined the call, I had to take another call there, so wasn't able to introduce myself. So yeah, I'm Graham Swan. I lead the global warranty function at Cummins, and I've been in this position for almost 10 years.
Awesome. Anybody else?
And good morning and afternoon. Ted Danner with Circuitry AI. We do AI for warranty claims. And glad to be here. Thank you.
Awesome. Any other OEMs who would like to introduce themselves? And Pam, I can't see everybody, so if there's anyone that we missed earlier, let me know.
I'm Jennifer Jones Wheeler. I'm recently retired from Ford and I'm starting to do some consulting. So I'm interested to hear about what y'all have to offer too. Thanks.
Cool. All right. Anybody else? Otherwise, we'll move on. And if it's easier, just put your name in chat if you're more comfortable that way. Okay, so let's get going then. So the first thing we wanted to talk about was warranty challenges. What are some key challenges that we see OEMs face when they are addressing growing warranty costs? What I thought I'll do is I'll share a little bit of what we are seeing in the market, and then I'll ask Jerome to share his perspective, and then I'm going to open it up and want to hear your perspectives as well, the OEMs who are joining. So when we look at warranty claims, we see that claims are rising, claims costs are rising. They are an important cost element that everybody's paying attention to. A few reasons why these costs, the challenges that we see, and this is not an exhaustive list, but I wanted to group it into some framework so we can discuss them. The first one we see is issues around claims intake and validation. We see across the board the experience for submitting claims, checking status, getting visibility is generally poor. A lot of it is attributed to old systems, to multiple fragmented, disjointed systems that need to come together to provide this experience. We see incomplete submissions, not the right codes or mismatched parts. There's rework. And then when you need to collaborate back and forth with the dealer, that adds to frustration. In some cases, there is no structured triage. They all enter one queue. That inflates the cycle time. You see duplicate claims that come in. We see this across the board. We have a OEM that we worked with. I won't name them. But in their case, the dealer used to input all the claims into the DMS, and then they would export those files. And then they would come to the OEM portal and upload those files. And once the upload was successful, they would submit the claims. Now, the OEM would validate those and adjudicate them. And then the dealer would have to go in and check which ones were approved or rejected, and then have to manually follow up if there was any dispute. And that was just not a great experience, not a great the cycle time was not great there. So there are issues with claims intake and validation. Then we see issues with adjudication and resolution. Capacity gaps. I think one of you mentioned at the beginning of the call that you don't have enough people. We see that across the board. We worked with a trucking company where they just didn't have enough people. So a small team of adjudicators was tasked with reviewing thousands of claims, which meant they didn't review very many claims. It took them 3 to 4 weeks, sometimes to get to a claim. And then if there were questions, they had to get supervisors involved, which was manual. And then they had to go back to the dealer, which also was a manual process, again, adding to that cycle time. We see fragmented systems a lot, anywhere from 4 to 7 systems. And you'll see that in the survey as well when we look at it. Cycle times can be slow for certain type of claims. Some go through faster, but there are some that take longer. Audit trail is again an issue we see. We want to see why certain claims were adjudicated in a certain way. We see that being an issue as well. And then there are issues around visibility and recovery. Supplier recovery comes up a lot. That seems like a pain point that comes up often. Often the supplier systems are separate, so it's hard to track that recovery. Quality feedback loops are also something we hear a lot, that the warranty systems are separate, the quality systems are separate. You might be discovering quality issues, or you might have warranty claims coming in, but you can't detect the quality issue from it because it's a different system. There are fraud and abuse scenarios. We've heard from OEMs around duplicate claims, people submitting claims for different wins. We've heard all kinds of examples. Some are friendly fraud, some are not so friendly. And then not having executive visibility, I think this also goes down to different teams, different systems being spread across the company. So some of the challenges that we have seen. What I'd like to do is, Jerome, maybe open it to you first and just have you talk about what is your biggest warranty headache right now. What are you guys dealing with?
So we have some of them that are shared in this screen I can recognize. The main one I would mention in this call is the fragmented systems challenge, because Stellantis being born in 2021, we are several IT landscape to support the process for warranty. And so, as you can understand, having multiple systems to manage pre-approval, claims, support ticket, and so on, is leading to some issues. In terms of dealer experience, it's not easy for a multi-brand dealer to create their warranty claim. They're losing time. We can have risk of errors and so on. From executive report and operation activities, again, having different systems that are siloed, we need to converge all the data to build unified dashboard in order to understand the activity and to make the right decision. From IT perspective, it's pretty obvious, but it's important to mention it. It's not easy for us to build solutions, to run them, and to have the right SLA to offer the service. And then we have redundant functions that are in turn leading to very high cost and complex IT landscape to manage. So that's the most challenge we are currently facing, and we are leveraging the ServiceNow application to try to solve, and we'll probably explain this in the next step, to try to simplify this landscape. On top, just a second quick comment. The topic around the fraud and abuse, the duplicated claims and so on is another challenge, more on business side, for which we would like to leverage the current system and leverage on AI capabilities. We are doing it, but we need to go at scale in order to have progress on it.
Awesome. No, thank you. So it sounds like poor experience, fragmented systems, duplicate claims, fraud. I mean, these are all coming into play. I think you mentioned maybe different teams doing similar things, which is not on this slide, but that comes into play. Maybe that's an outcome of fragmented systems and teams supporting those systems and so on. Let me open it up to the group. What do you guys think? Does this capture what you are seeing? Is there do you agree with some of the comments Jerome is making? Are you seeing those issues yourself? Is there anything else you're experiencing that maybe we haven't called out here? You can just come off mute or raise your hand.
From Kia's perspective, this is absolutely what we're seeing. Yeah, it's absolutely what we're seeing.
Okay. Is there one of these that is keeping you up at night more than others?
So I'm only partially responsible for the recovery piece, so that keeps me up less than the first two.
I see. Okay.
Yeah, but the recovery is a major issue. I mean, we have lots of issues with that because of improper coding, and we're having to go through and recode things in order to get the recovery processed. So there's a huge amount of time and a lot of resources that we're having to spend ad hoc in trying to make sure that we get the recovery that we're supposed to get from the respective factories.
I see. Okay, awesome. Daryl, you have your hand up.
Yeah, thank you. The only other thing I see here is formerly I was the global owner of warranty for Harley-Davidson. And so there's different law structures, different regulations around the world. So having an application with the ability to customize by market, by brand, be able to tweak and have some flexibility in the application based off of rule sets was something that was critical for us.
Awesome. I'm glad you mentioned rule sets because we will talk about that in just a second. Anything else? Would anybody else like to share their perspective? Anything you're seeing in your business that maybe isn't called out here? Or do you want to call out one that's keeping you up at night?
Yeah, this is Jim from Cummins. Can you hear me okay?
Yep, we can hear you just fine.
I think I agree that a lot of these we're experiencing a lot of these things, and it's just some more than others. But I think a couple of things that kind of stick out is like the fraud and abuse exposure that continues to be an issue for us. We continue to see it consistently, especially after COVID. And so be interested to see if anybody had any like AI solutions that can certainly help us to be more efficient. We can identify these, but there's very slow, a lot of manual work when we try to do these things. And the other thing is, having AI kind of help us do state statutes, state laws, and keeping track of these things. These are in spreadsheets. You got to look up the document. You got to look up, it's a lot of manual effort, and it takes a lot of time. So how do we reduce the efficiencies and those types of things? So yeah, those are two big things for me.
I'm glad you brought up fraud because we will talk about that in just a second. Yep. Anything else before we move on? I want to make sure if you have a burning topic you want to bring up to the group, please do. All right. If not, let's keep moving on. We did ask you to take a survey. We didn't get a whole lot of answers, but from the answers that we did receive, it is quite interesting. So thank you to those who did answer. And I know some of you signed up late, so you might have answered, but we may not have captured it here. So we asked, where does your organization experience the most warranty leakage? And you can see the top two are there's delayed or missed supplier recovery. That seems like a problem where maybe organizations are not recovering the money as quickly. And then also warranty cost data being siloed from the quality system. So not being able to detect quality issues early and just avoid future warranty costs seems like another area. The other things you guys talked about was don't have good visibility into where leakage occurs. Maybe that is tied to the capacity issue where you're not reviewing all the claims. There's also duplicate or fraudulent claims, which I think you guys have brought up already. Late detection of systemic quality issues. I think this is also tied to that quality feedback loop. So I thought that was interesting. In terms of how many systems, 4 to 6 seems like the number. Some of you have even more, but anything more than a couple is probably too many already to manage. So I think the system fragmentation is definitely an issue. Where do you see the biggest barrier to improving your warranty claims process? The 3 responses here, there's lack of data or visibility. It's organizational cross-functional alignment because this is spread across warranty ops, IT, finance, dealer facing. You got to work with all these teams. And there's budget or prioritization as well. So those were some of the things that we saw in the survey. Hopefully I think this is in line with some of the comments, but if you want to comment on this or have a thought to share, please do. Otherwise, we'll move on. Okay, so let's talk about then how AI can help. How are leading OEMs deploying AI workflow automation to speed up claims resolution and close leakage gaps? Now, in order for me to facilitate this conversation, I do need to tell you a little bit about what we are doing from a ServiceNow standpoint that helps us help you. So I have just a couple of slides to lay that foundation, and then we'll get into our discussion. I also have some case studies, and then we'll have Jerome discuss his experience as well. So we are the AI control tower for business reinvention. We help all corners of a business reinvent themselves, whether you're IT, whether you're working on employee-facing experiences, or you are CRM, and we use CRM for all our customer-facing experiences, or you're building custom apps. We use all the data that we have about the customer, the service history, and so on, to build context around what that particular user is trying to do. We then layer in AI, and we have AI built natively into the platform. We've been on this bandwagon since ChatGPT first came on, and actually even well before that. We have a number of workflows that help you execute the actions, because just having a AI model doesn't really help you act. So we have workflows, and then you've seen we've acquired security companies because we feel securing this data, the AI, these workflows is only going to get more important. As part of this AI control tower, we have built a whole stack. So here we can support any kind of experience, whether someone wants to engage via voice, whether they want to search, they want to chat, they want to come in through a web or a third-party app. We have built industry solutions for various industries. I focus on manufacturing, but we have others as well. We are building a number of autonomous workflows. You've probably seen our announcements around autonomous IT. We have autonomous CRM, and you'll just see more of those. The way we've built our AI platform, and that where it's important for this conversation, is we can sense any data. So you can connect any system, it's ServiceNow or any third-party system. You can either pull the data into ServiceNow, or you can keep it in the external system, which becomes important for a lot of the bill of material, BOM data, and others, which you may not want to bring in. We also work agent to agent. So we can sense any data, sense sentiment, and so on, then decide what to do. So we have AI models. We work with all the leading AI models to decide what can be done. So the reasoning can happen. This uses a knowledge graph. We are introducing a context graph that helps you decide the best course of action. And then we act. We have any kind of workflow. You can build playbooks to execute actions. You can build your own apps. We orchestrate that. And then in this world of AI, governance is a very important thing. So we are doubling down on helping you manage the AI that is running in your environment, whether it is from ServiceNow or third party. You can turn those things off, turn it on, like all that's available. Of course, you can deploy this on any cloud and you can connect to any system of record. ServiceNow, in the 7.5 years I've been here, we are very focused on being configuration oriented. So what customers love about us, and somebody made a comment earlier, is you need to be able to configure this for various state laws and so on. You can configure the system any which way you want. And we've made it very declarative, which means you log into ServiceNow and you can do a lot of setup yourself. You don't have to go to a developer to write code. So that is the platform that we are working on. AI is built in. It is available for us in various different ways. The way we bring this to life is, and where we make the biggest difference is we transform end-to-end processes, and that improves your customer experience, which ties into warranty. So when your customer, this could be your dealer, or it could be a field engineer, depending on your business, they use AI to get answers themselves so that they don't have to always talk to a human before they get answers. When they need help, AI agents can help decipher what they're trying to say, gauge their sentiment, point them in the right direction. If you need to talk to a live agent, we have support for that. We work with all the leading contact center companies like Genesys and so on. So if you need voice interactions, those are all deeply integrated into the experience. But where we start to differentiate very quickly is when you need to partner with other parts of your company. And all of you mentioned you have multiple teams that need to be brought in. Rather than make it a manual interaction, sending emails, trying to figure out what's going on, or maintaining a spreadsheet, we create tasks. And those tasks can be assigned to different teams and people, and that changes the game because now you can start to ask, has that task been assigned to someone? Has someone looked at it? Have they done any work with it? If not, you can trigger workflows, you can escalate it, you can put AI agents on it, and they can monitor how these things are going. You can do a lot. So you don't always have to have a human doing that work. And by putting all this on ServiceNow, you get one workflow, you get one process flow, you have complete visibility into where things stand because you're not stuck behind somebody's email to figure out whether they did something. It is all happening in one system. You can provide visibility to your human agents. You can provide visibility to your AI agents. You can provide visibility to your customers and dealers. So this becomes super important from a claim standpoint because your dealers are submitting claims and you on the OEM side are approving those claims, and that collaboration needs to be seamless. You need to have AI support to adjudicate and work with your community on this side. The dealer needs support to submit and get visibility into those claims. That's where we as ServiceNow have helped companies improve their experience. So let me pause here, see if you have questions, and we'll get into more on the claim side next. Nope. Okay. So let me just keep going. So we are putting that same framework into play for when we build our manufacturing solution. We have a pretty broad remit. We have capabilities to help you sell better, whether it's leads, CPQ, renewals. We have capabilities to help you work with your channel, whether it's quality issue management, managing recalls, managing claims, sales incentives, a unified dealer portal, and then also managing your customer operations, whether it's customer support, order in exceptions, invoice disputes, field service. It is all built on a CRM foundation. So we are benefiting from work that has happened over a number of years. And of course, all that is built on the ServiceNow platform. I wanted to share this with you because we are not a warranty claims point solution. We are a broad platform that does more than warranty claims. And that is the power that we bring because you can now start to bring these different applications and teams on the same platform, connect all that data, because it's all built on one data model, on one workflow, on one unified platform. So I wanted to give you that broader picture before we double click into warranty claims. Any questions on this? And I know I'm using these ServiceNow slides to give you that context, but without that, it's going to be hard for me to explain the specifics around what we are doing with warranty. Any comments on this? Oh, okay, let's keep going. So a few recent innovations that we introduced. Jerome talked about how the dealer experience needed to get better. So we've introduced a unified dealer portal where the dealer can engage with the OEM on multiple use cases, whether it is warranty, it's recall, it's sales promotion, submitting quality issues. We've introduced AI workflows for all these different areas. Jerome mentioned he's working with us on claims and recalls, but we've also done sales promotions and quality. We are introducing a number of AI workflows. We'll talk about warranty claim fraud today, but we are introducing many others as well. So Jerome, maybe I'll open this up to you. I've spoken for a few minutes. If you'd like to share about how you're working with us on some of these areas.
Okay, thank you. So yes, as mentioned on our side, and as I introduced the topic, we are leveraging ServiceNow to support and to try to unify and to implement a converged process for the dealers first. And we are implementing this kind of solution. So first one is the unified dealer portal. And then in the background, we will leverage the warranty claims unified forms for the dealer, for all the brands of Stellantis, to be able to manage their claim. And we have just started a project on the recall campaign. So by being able to collect through this new form, warranty claims, the idea on top of having a unified experience for the dealer, the aim in future, so we need first to do this project, is to benefit from the AI capability, I would say, on the source of it. Because currently we have backend and the legacy system we are leveraging on which we have some automated rules, a portion of AI running in order to manage the assessment of the claims or to manage the pre-approval of the claims. But here the intention is to leverage this tool and the internal capabilities of the ServiceNow solution to leverage AI features to implement agents to help the assessors, but on top to have rules automatically applied in order to provide the faster possible the result and the answer as an OEM to the dealer. So that's more or less what we are doing, right? Putting a unified converge approach to all the dealer, whatever the brand. And you can imagine, because we are at scale at Stellantis, and we have millions of vehicles that are impacted, millions of claims. Having this converge, it will trigger next activities to try to improve the assessment and all of this stuff that we are currently running.
Awesome. All right. Thank you, Jerome. Anyone have questions for Jerome on what he mentioned? Does that experience sound similar to what you are going through or have gone through recently or planning to go through? Nope. Oh, I saw somebody come off mute.
Just kind of a question on the warranty claims piece of it. So it's mentioned kind of like the collaboration between with the dealers and the OEs. What could you expand on that a little bit? Like, what are we talking about here?
Yeah, absolutely. So what we have introduced is a solution where, first of all, it's a warranty claim data model. So you have unique capabilities you need for warranty claims. There is an experience for a dealer to submit a warranty claim as well as a pre-approval. So they can come in and specify which product they are submitting this claim for. It could be a vehicle for automotive, but we've designed it so that even a industrial manufacturer can use this. They can specify all the work that was performed for that claim job. So you can have one or more claim jobs, and a claim job could be of type warranty, or it could be some recall work. You can obviously configure it to add more types. Each claim job has a list of parts. It has a list of labor codes. It has any miscellaneous services, like car rental, for example, through for automotive. And then you can submit those. And it's very flexible. So you could either limit it to just one type of claim. You could mix and match different types of claim jobs. Because again, we've heard from customers sometimes, in automotive, a customer comes in to get their recall work fixed, but then they're up for their oil change, and that's covered through their warranty. So you might want to do that work as well. So we have that. And then on the adjudicator side, we have, you get the claims into the queue. So they have a workspace. They can look at all the claims that have come in. They can review the details. They can adjudicate them, either approve them, reject them, send them back. If they have to add comments, they add it onto that claim. So you're not doing it separately in email. Everything is visible back to the dealer so that they can see where things stand. So that's what we have introduced. We are working on fraud. I'm going to talk about that just next. But that's the core workflow we've introduced so far. Does that answer your question, Peter?
Very cool. Yes. Yeah. So it's almost like a pre-screening of a claim, or is that what you're describing? Like they would say, hey, we're doing, an EGR cooler, and we're going to do, some service contract work or something like that. And they're giving you what they're looking to submit to warranty, and then the AI is saying, hey, yeah, this looks good, or you need to take a second look at this, something like that, kind of.
Yes. So the way we structured this was, the first step was to make sure we have a mechanism for a dealer to submit the claim. We have a mechanism for the adjudicator to receive that claim, to then adjudicate it. But that is manual process, right? That's the bare bones. Where we are adding AI is to automatically check that claim when it comes in and start to adjudicate it and flag it for review, so that the adjudicator doesn't have to review every claim. They could start with the ones where the AI has detected potential fraud or detected some anomaly where it thinks that a human needs to look at it. But if there are no such anomalies, then it can flag it as ready for approval. So that's the way we're using AI into that process.
Very cool. Yep, that answers my question. Thank you so much.
All right, no worries. So I'll give you a couple more case studies. I know Jerome mentioned how Stellantis is working with us. We're working with another auto OEM. I cannot disclose the name here, but we've worked with them to improve their dealer parts request process. So whenever the dealer has a question about a part, typically their process was very manual. Some human dealer would submit the request, but on the adjudication side, some human would now look at what came in. They would have to read the request. They would have to try and figure out, what is this person asking about? Is it a question about an error code? Are they asking, how do I use this part? They would have to go look up their knowledge bases, their technical bulletins to see how they might resolve that particular request. They would go in and search for other similar requests that came in. And again, that was a manual process. All this would take about 45 minutes. So where we worked with them was, we put an AI agent in place where the AI agent starts to do some of the work that the human does today. So the AI agent looks at that incoming case, it analyzes it, it tries to figure out what the person is asking. It goes in and looks up with knowledge base articles. It goes and looks up similar cases, tries to figure out what have we done that is similar, and it comes up with a recommended answer that it drafts and makes available for that live agent. So that human agent is looking at the recommendation. If it looks good, all they need to do is hit approve, and the answer goes back to the dealer. They don't have to do a lot of work. If they think they need to spend more time, then obviously they can do so. And then what we also added was, many times you get these requests, somebody solves them, but then nothing happens with that knowledge. It stays it becomes tribal knowledge where that particular adjudicator or specialist knows about that solution. So we've created a workflow where you can create a knowledge article from that content. So they can propose a knowledge article to be created so that the next time somebody asks a question, that knowledge article is available for everybody who is resolving it, including the AI agent. So we've made that system self-learning from that standpoint. And this customer, they've told us they're going to save 20 minutes per case. The human agents are much more productive, and they're able to resolve these issues a lot faster. So that's going to help cycle time whenever that dealer has a question. Any questions on this case study? Is this something that would be useful for you? Have you guys tried something like this? No? Okay, so let's go to another one. I know some of you are from the industrial sector as well. So there's another company we are working with where they are transforming their service operations with AI. Now, this company is very focused on cost of product quality. They want to reduce their cost of product quality because they know that if they can make it easy for people to report issues, they can resolve those issues quickly, they can have corrective actions put in place, they're going to reduce their future warranty costs. They're going to improve their brand reputation, their all the good benefits that come with a better quality product. So that's what we're working with them. They're using AI to make it easy to submit these non-conformances that their field and any dealer could use as well. And then they're going to use AI for resolving those quality issues, resolving those non-conformance issues. This is not directly related to warranty claims submission or adjudication, but it is closing that quality loop, making sure you can resolve quality issues. And one of the things we're doing from a ServiceNow standpoint is we are going to connect these two worlds where you can start to analyze your warranty claims issues, detect quality issues within those. And if you can, as you catch those early, initiate these quality investigations on them. So we are helping companies connect that, close that loop and reduce your warranty costs by reducing your quality issues. Any questions on this case study? Nope. Okay. So many of you asked about what we are doing with fraud detection. So what we just introduced, and this literally landed 2 weeks ago, is we've introduced a fraud detection solution that sits up on top of our warranty claims flow. So with fraud detection, we have a number of different use cases that we can serve. We detect duplicate claims. We detect claims that include parts that are not matching with the attached documents or images. That's a great AI use case. We've heard from customers, sometimes you get the same stock image attached to different claims. So we are able to detect that. Again, that's a great AI use case. If you have multiple or similar claims submitted by the same dealer in a specified period, we can catch that. And there are a couple others as well. So you can see a little screenshot here where the workspace that the adjudicator works in, we quickly flag that it's a potential fraud. AI gives a nice summary of why AI detected it as a fraud. And the human can either accept that recommendation or reject it. And as they get more comfortable with the system, this can become more autonomous, where you don't need that human in the loop. All the actions taken are logged. So from a compliance standpoint, it definitely helps you. I'll give you a little bit more insight because one of you mentioned about rule sets. So the way we've designed this is to have a number of fraud detection AI rule sets. So a rule set has a number of rules, and we've built it in a way that we have provided these 6 rule sets, but it's configurable. So you can add additional rule sets if there are different use cases you want to go after. You can obviously turn off some of these if these are not the ones you want to deploy. It's all done in a very declarative way. So you can go into ServiceNow and define a new rule set. You don't need to go to a developer and say, write some code for me for that. So that makes it very declarative for you. We've integrated the actions that can be taken. So you saw on the previous slide, it detected something as fraud. So those actions can be taken by that AI as we build the fraud. And of course, it's all no code, low code for the configuration admin. So we've built this in a way, after working with a number of customers, so that it's easy for you to deploy. You benefit from all the AI capabilities that I talked about in the ServiceNow platform, and you can obviously expand this, and we will expand it as well as we go forward. So let me pause here, see if this gives you a little bit more insight into what we are doing with fraud, given that some of you raised that as a comment earlier.
Yeah, this is Jim from Cummins again. We have we developed a tool in-house to
Mhm.
identify anomalies, which is kind of what you list here, duplicate claims, similar matching, those types
Yep.
of things, how all each service provider is compared to their peers.
Mhm.
I'm really interested in how you automate actions. So you talk about
Sure.
the reject, review, and send back. And so what technologies are you using and how do you do that?
Yeah, so great question. So if you, when we built the core warranty workflow, that has the actions in it. You can approve all, you can reject, and so on. So the framework exists. So now all we're saying is instead of a human going in and saying, this should be approved, the AI is taking that same action. So we already have the solution in place. We are now simply getting AI to provide a recommendation. And we're starting with a recommendation to keep the human in the loop. But again, for me, this is like Google Maps. The first time you used it, you wanted to see what route it came up for you. But as you use it more and more, you get comfortable with it and then you let it run. You just, take recommendations from the tool. So we have all this built in.
Yeah. Is it like machine learning?
So this is using large language models. So in the ServiceNow platform, we have all the large language models we work with, whether it's Claude, ChatGPT, OpenAI, or Gemini, and so on. We also have generative AI, which is creating those emails, shortening it and things like that. And we also have machine learning, what we call task intelligence. So we have all three types of AI. This one in particular is using LLMs, but you could use machine learning as well.
Yeah, no, yeah, either one. Yeah, right. Okay.
Yeah.
Have you had
any
any cases on how accurate that it turns out to be?
So that's a great question, James, again. So it depends. It's going to run on your data. So it's going to finally depend on what data you're pulling in, how you're putting this into your workflow, whether your workflow is optimized or not. That is going to drive those results. So rather than me telling you it's going to do X% improvement, because that number might be completely out of line with what you have. What we have seen is with AI, the human can go in and validate if the AI is doing it right, and you can use that to improve the solution. But we can also show you the confidence scores. So you can use those confidence scores to determine how autonomous you want it to be. But it is on your data. So it will finally depend on how you deploy it. If you want to talk about this offline, we can obviously schedule a separate conversation to go into more details. Our goal is that you don't have to build these custom solutions, because then that is tech debt that you need to manage. And that's what we see with a lot of customers. They want to get out of that tech debt. They want to get out of this point solution sprawl and get onto one platform where you can manage different use cases, connect them together so that you can start to see insights that you previously did not have. Because for us, it's one platform. So when you define your dealers, you define the products, you define customers, all that is defined once. Then you're just deploying different use cases. So if you want to get a customer 360, it's readily available because it's all on one data model.
Thank you.
Yep. All right. We did ask a few more survey questions for you. What are some active priorities for your teams in 2026? Not surprising, the bottom three, AI or automation, is obviously high up on the list. Connecting warranty data to quality is pretty high. Improving dealer experience is pretty high. I was a bit surprised to see reducing warranty costs as a percentage of revenue didn't make it to the top. I would have thought that more people would have picked that. And then on a scale of 1 to 10, how confident are you on supplier recovery? Doesn't look like anybody's confident. So that definitely seems like an area that area of opportunity, and it's again something we are investing in. We do have a number of other use cases that you could use AI to help you. I know we have only 4 minutes left. So Pam, maybe I'm thinking we'll skip this. Jerome, maybe if you want to call out anything on this slide, if there's something you think Stellantis feels is important.
Yes, as I was saying before, plan is to try to anticipate and to leverage this AI capability as soon as the tool will be available. So to me, that's the main outcome
Okay.
of what we will leverage in future.
Awesome. All right. Okay, so I think I'll skip this discussion just in the interest of time. Getting started, we were looking at what would be a good framework. And honestly, this is one where I wasn't sure how to present this because you guys have done this for a long time. So I didn't want to feel like I didn't want to preach to the choir. But from what we've seen with customers, knowing your baseline, knowing where you stand today is important. Being able to connect these different data sets so that you're ready for AI to surface these patterns becomes important. Then start with one use case. Don't try to boil the ocean. One of the use cases that keeps coming up is when you get these claims from dealers, they often come from DMS. Use AI to do the first level of adjudication before you put it in your current warranty systems, your current systems of record. That can give you some additional boost. You also need to solve the ownership question just because it spans so many functions. Who owns it? Who is going to own the AI decisions? I think that becomes a new problem to solve. And then have defined success before you start. Where do you want to be? Because only when you have that goal in place can you measure against your baseline and see if things are working. Jerome, how does this gel with what you guys did at Stellantis?
Yes, typically this is a standard approach that we are applying on Stellantis. So we are doing it for the company since I explained that we are doing a merge. So we did an assessment per process company-wise from design, manufacturing, sales activity, and so on. So for warranty, we identify the business priorities based mainly on the value that we can achieve. And then we build a step-by-step approach in order to first to reduce the risk to change everything at once, and then to accelerate the value delivery for the business. And all of this activity led us to implement and to onboard the warranty claim a solution based on the ServiceNow. That is a platform we are leveraging on for Stellantis company. So not only for claim, we have a lot of other use cases we are leveraging on. And then as soon as this is clarified, it's very important to define the clear execution plan with a clear IT solution, a clear ownership, governance of the project in order to be able to move in the right direction on time and to provide the value. So this is what we are currently applying, and at this stage, crossing the fingers, it works. So we are happy with that.
All right, awesome. So in the interest of time, I know, Pam, we are almost at time. If any of you are coming for a knowledge conference first week of May in Las Vegas, we will talk a lot more about our manufacturing solutions. So if you are, please do let me know. Would love to meet you in person. We have a number of different sessions around manufacturing. You'll see a number of different customers showing up. All this is available on the web as well. You can see a number of great brands who will be speaking. Some of your companies are also here. So if you are coming to Knowledge, would love to chat with you. And if you want to have a follow-on discussion on any of these topics, especially fraud, because it comes up so often, more than happy to schedule a follow-up discussion and go into more details on how we've built the solution, how you can use it, and anything else you might have. So let me pause here. See if anybody has final comments or questions, or Pam.